Hi, I'm Ms. Elander, and today we're going to go over the Schoology page and just give you a little bit of an overview for our class. So when you log into Schoology, our class banner should look like this, and underneath it will be 4 bubbles. Only 3 are showing today because sometimes Schoology goes down and doesn't let us see all of our stuff. But the cool thing is, even if you can't see the button, it's still there in this little broken link. My 4 buttons are as follows: the Google Meet link, the agenda, the late work form, and our classwork calendar. The best one is the Google Meet link. If you just click this, it'll open the Meet for you. So you don't have to worry about saving the information. You just literally get on the page and click the button. The next one is the agenda. So the agenda will have every day what we're doing in class, both synchronous and asynchronously, so you can keep caught up. Also on here is the link to the PowerPoints. We're in Unit 3, so that's the Unit 3 PowerPoint. Next, we have the late work form. This just helps me keep track of anything you turn in after the due date. So the biggest complaint I get from students is that they turn in work and then their teachers can't find it. Well, if you turn it in on the late work form, I'm never going to lose it because it gives me a chart to track it. So make sure you fill out the late work form if anything's ever late. You just explain what class period you are, a link to the assignment, and then why it wasn't turned in. And then lastly is a class calendar. So the class calendar isn't updated every week. It's not perfect. What I will say is it gives you an overview of when things are due for the most part. It has like general dates on there. So it's a great resource when you're trying to plan out like what are my major grades for the unit, and also like what do I need to, when are my tests going to be, that kind of stuff. Back on the home page, right now at the top of the page we have our research repair packet for any student who wants to recover grades. But typically we'll have folders. Our folders are going to be organized the same way each class. They follow the units we're doing. We're on our 3rd unit, or the Crucible unit, in class right now. And so anything that we're talking about is going to be in this folder. At the tops, there's usually 2 things, sometimes 3 if we do vocabulary. There'll be a link to the PowerPoint, a link to our journal assignment, and then vocabulary if we're doing it. When we start the PowerPoint is really helpful because it's organized in a way where if you miss class, everything you have is at the top. All right, as it loads, you'll see that it has a pretty basic format. It'll have the agenda at the top, what we're doing, and then it'll have the synchronous assignments and the asynchronous assignments. You can also always find the attendance link in here, and this is how I take attendance for class. I'm required by the district to show proof of participation in class to count you present, so that y'all don't just, log on, turn your camera off. So to do that, I just have an attendance question. They're usually silly. They're usually just like a small get-to-know-you activity, kind of an icebreaker. But this is how I take attendance. So make sure that you're doing this so I can take attendance for you. Then following it, we'll have links to what we're doing. On a typical day, we'll start with a journal, like the Kronk one from last time. And then I'll give an explanation of what we're doing. And then we'll have at the very end like what you need to do by next class. That's a typical format of our class. We usually start with a journal, and then we have vocabulary practice or some other kind of minor assignment, and then a whole class lesson. We never have homework, but we might have stuff you do during the asynchronous time. So make sure that you don't forget to do that. It's best to do it right after class. After we have our major things in our folders, we have them dated by the class date. So if you were to miss like the 18th, the assignment for class that day is in there so you can find it. It's pretty easy to catch them all together, to catch up when things are gone. All right, that's pretty much the overview of class. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, but I'm glad to have you, and thanks for watching. See you later.